nobody heard any of that because I had it unmuted.
Probably just as well.
Anyway, so as I said, my name's Thor Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
And my name is James Baker.
And this is Super Kelly Brothers podcast for the 15th of July, 2022. And it's episode 171. Sorry, James, there was in fact no sound. Yes, correct.
And we're all sitting together for the first time
Indeed.
ever.
How exciting is this?
Exactly. Can we get a mic check, James? Is the sound better now? We'll find out in 10 seconds.
Yeah. I wonder if I need to keep doing that or if it's okay.
I think you need to just put it back a wee bit and it should be fine.
I think.
Aye.
Because you're always saying to me to do this, isn't it?
Aye. Well, just talk a wee bit louder.
Yeah.
Back in the war.
There you go. It's good now. So
All right, that's good.
There we go. Thanks, James.
Confirmation. Thank you, James.
Excellent.
We have a couple of stories that we should probably get to. The first one I'll talk about is Lilo and Stitch.
You need to talk a bit louder.
I need to talk a bit louder.
Aye.
Why? Why do I need to talk louder?
Just for the viewers, dear.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I can't share on this machine. Well, that's great.
But that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hello, Jay. How you doing?
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
So, the first topic is go away. Oh, it's all technically wrong. We should have actually tested this out before we did this, but we are where we are. So Disney has announced that they've got a live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, and I was just thinking that they keep doing these live-action remakes. Is it because of copyright reasons, or is it because they're creatively bankrupt as a company?
I think
Starting strong with the aggression there.
I think they're probably doing it just to update. You know how Hollywood has always had this idea that if a movie is in black and white or if it's old, then younger people won't be attracted enough to watch it. And I don't know if that's what they're doing. They're just modernising it for the new generation or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think that Disney thinks that the audience won't accept just them putting it out again in the cinema.
Old cartoons.
It's got to be new.
Yeah.
I think, James.
Or they're just lazy. Or just regurgitating their old content.
Yeah.
So I
Have you no new ideas?
there's that, and they don't want to take a risk. People like an independent film these days that's quite, they've spent. So what was that Viking movie that was out like not that long ago, and they spent all the money in the world on it?
The Northman.
The Northman. I wish I'd seen it in the cinema because it was meant to be absolutely amazing, and I would have loved to have supported it. And I can't remember why I didn't. But that's a risky film. That's someone taking new content, and I think as much as I love Disney and subscribe to it, it's part of it's laziness.
Yeah.
Part of it's laziness.
I think as well that they want to, like Lilo and Stitch, the actual property itself has been used in they did a cartoon for the TV show. There's computer games, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and maybe this is what they want to do is they want to revitalize that particular property. Because they can't re-release it because it's not like they can put it back in the Disney vault because that concept's gone now.
But why do they need to remake it? Why don't they just do a sequel? And then at least it's a little bit new.
Or a soft remake.
Is it a live action? Is that what it is? It's
essentially it's a live action, but 90% of the characters are all aliens. So Stitch himself is Experiment 646 or whatever it is.
So what is the idea behind doing a live action? What is it?
I don't know.
I wonder why they're doing that.
Because we'll all go and see it.
Because we get it. Because they run out of ideas.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it. Do you know what? I've never watched Lilo and Stitch. I've never fully seen the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But see, whenever it's been on, I've always loved the vibe of it.
Yeah.
In their mum's house in Hawaii, is it?
It's
and
so
I just
made as well. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like they did it on a budget because they're like, we're going to get computers in to do this, and this is the last ditch effort of the hand-drawn animation team,
Yeah.
and it was made in Disney World.
Mhm.
The bulk of the animation as well. So
It's sorry, it's quite off-putting, Sloan, actually looking at you in person when we're doing this. See when they go into, I don't even know who, I don't know which one's Lilo and which one's Stitch. That's how
Lilo's
much
the girl.
it's like the Ant and Dec
Yeah,
thing. I
yeah,
just don't know who's. I don't know. But I've always.
Do you know how I remember that one?
How?
Deck, because he's a real person, but he's been decimated. He's been reduced by 1/10. That's how I remember he's a short one.
All right, okay.
I always remember that because he's got black hair and ants are black somehow.
I just wish one.
Seems
I
to
just
work
wish.
for me.
I just wish one of them was white and one of them was black, because you could just say Ant's the white guy or something. Anyway, but I've always associated the vibe of the wee girl's house with the same vibe of, you know, the kids' house in the Iron Giant.
Mhm.
It's always felt the same.
Yeah,
The kind of,
that's true.
and I like that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see them do a live action version of it.
Still getting a live action version of Iron Giant.
They've been they've so far been very successful. We're getting Pinocchio straight to Disney Plus. Is this going to be straight to Disney Plus?
That's a good point. Actually, that's another live action one as well. So you get Pinocchio, and that's with Tom Hanks, isn't it?
Yep.
But the main character is CGI.
Yeah, and it's not a redesign. It's a completely exact replica of the. What noises in the podcast? Oh, is it? I'll just leave it.
Just leave it. We'll shout.
Alright, we'll shout. We'll move in like the Bee Gees.
I know.
Doing a harmony.
Do the harmony. That's pretty good.
That was good.
You'll get a copyright strike for that, by the way. That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, probably.
So the Pinocchio thing. So that's CGI. The Jungle Book live action remake was pretty much all CGI.
Pinocchio's live action and CGI.
The Lion King was basically a high res version with dead-eyed animals.
The Lion King was so realistic. What was the point in it? Even, it was the Jungle Book as well. They did that the same way. The sets were very small, bits of fern here and there, and the rest of it's CGI.
So,
but it looked so realistic. Why not just film it and then add CGI characters in? Or why not stylize the characters a little bit to make it more like the originals?
So see the Lion King again. I'd never actually seen it, never actually watched it, but I watched the new version. Yeah. So there are people out there like me. I've never seen the original, but I would never have gone back into our back catalogue and ever watched the Lion King. However, when that was out of the pictures, I went to go and see it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the circle of life, then, isn't it?
Oh my god! Sorry, guys. We're seeing this here in the same room for the first time as well. So.
For the first time in forever.
Horrible jokes.
No? First time.
I heard it.
Yeah. And Jesus Christ.
Oh no. We've no other stories, so thanks very much for watching, guys.
We can't remember anything else.
Do you have any idea?
We've never done it this way before, so if there's some technical hitches, please forgive us.
Technically, this is your most expensive episode yet.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This is the big budget episode, and it looks like it was made in a
Yeah. Most expensive part about it is that clock.
That's right. Yeah. Did you know that? Oh, it really has crashed. Did you know that you can go to the Fringe Festival and see Making a Murderer the musical?
No.
Wow.
So
you guys going?
Right now?
I'm not going to be here
right
in
now?
August. Not right now. No, in the Fringe. It's
Aye,
August, isn't it?
When it's in August, I mean, when it comes out.
Okay. So it's not based on the hit Netflix documentary. They've got nothing to do with it.
Right.
They haven't licensed the name, but they got a copyright lawyer in, apparently the people that made the play, and they asked them if it was. They asked the lawyer if it was possible to make it, and they said you can't copyright a title. Apparently, you can trademark it, you can't copyright it. Netflix hasn't trademarked Making a Murderer.
Oh wow!
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody at Netflix is getting the old slap on the wrist.
So the title has been used for the musical, but the content probably isn't.
No, it is.
Oh.
So it's not so it's the content of the story, not the content of the documentary. So they don't get into the whole all the lawyers and all that kind of stuff. They just use the lawyer from the second season as a character.
Wow. That's a loophole.
It certainly is, yeah.
Extraordinaire.
But interesting that it's happening in Scotland. It's like it's
So that's the
premiering
first-
at the Edinburgh Fringe.
All right, so it's first an unlicensed Making a Murderer musical is set to have its world premiere at the Edinburgh Fringe next month in
Premiere if you
Scotland.
live in North America.
Exactly. It's the royal family writer that's done it, so it's a
Yeah.
British production
Film
as well.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So he watched the documentary, was fascinated by it. They got the intention to highlight the parody, the inconsistencies in the case for people. So the other thing as well is it's quite nice as well because it's going to the proceeds of it are going to the Innocence Project. I don't know how much, like what percent it is.
Right.
Is going.
What's the Innocence Project?
It's been set up to help free people who have been incarcerated wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's
right,
been,
okay.
been coerced into like a plea deal or
Yeah,
whatever it is, and to help them get out. So some good of it will all come. So for those of you who are theatre aficionados, the Stephen Avery character was played by Matt Bond, who was in Little Shop of Horrors in the West End, I think. Amanda Beveridge of High Road is playing Ma Avery, and Nikki Filshy from Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is going to play Avery's attorney, Kathleen Zelma.
Who's going to play Stephen Avery's nephew?
Brendan Dassey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some newcomer.
I'm actually quite intrigued about that.
I know.
I'll be honest with you.
I think it'd be really interesting making a murder the musical.
Do you know? I don't know if they'd ever make a like a dramatic movie. You know how they did The Staircase?
Yeah.
Right? They made a drama out of
Mm-hmm.
that. I wonder if they could do the same in Making a Murderer or a movie, or like
Oh, like with Colin Firth as Stephen Avery.
Right.
Who'd you get to play Stephen Avery then?
Hugh Grant.
Okay. That might work.
Stephen Avery would be played by Ricky Gervais.
Do you think Ricky Gervais would do that?
Yeah, could stretch his acting chops.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah. Stephen Avery. Let's see who could play him. I don't know. Yeah, Ricky Gervais pops out.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Or maybe he's too old to play him now. What do you think?
Nah. What was the Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, with the Irishman?
The
Irishman,
Yeah. Bit of
could,
the
I
aging
suppose.
stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't do a very good job on that.
I know. They were saying something and the face was doing something else.
Yeah. It's also telling as well in the book where he gives the guy the kicking. He grabs him at the store.
The
and gives
slow
the guy the
motion kicking.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's incredibly. It's very awkward.
Well, someone did the deep fake face swap thing instead of the technology they used de-aging them. And the deep fake stuff's brilliant.
Uh-huh.
Really good.
What did I watch recently? I can't remember what it was. I watched something recently where there was a bit of de-aging and it just looked shocking.
Is it no Stranger Things when they de-aged Elle?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
It was a bit weird.
I thought
That was a bit weird.
I thought that was a bit wonky. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because they got a young actress in to play the body double.
Yeah.
And they basically sort of like did a face swap.
Aye.
They basically just shrunk her face.
Yeah.
But it would have been all right to have it look a wee bit different, but it just
know.
shrunk that exact face.
The XYZ handle.
I know that. I know. Just make it look a wee bit different.
Yeah. Sometimes it was okay then.
I know.
It
But
was
by the
not-
way, it didn't
was
detract.
not-
It didn't detract from my enjoyment of season 4.
No. Yeah. But it was noticeable.
Aye. Yeah.
Arnie's in Schwarzenegger.
Start again.
Arnie Schwarzenegger. By the way, I'm the only one not drinking. I just want to point that out.
My beer tonight actually has alcohol in it. Actually has real alcohol in it. So
I forced James into it, and so does mine.
that's it. Are you? Hold on a second. Are you actually drinking beer and chewing gum?
Yeah.
That's not right.
Do you know what it is though? It's because of the dinner I had. I thought I didn't want to offend you.
Okay.
Why? Because it was garlic bread.
garlic
Yeah.
and Parmesan cheese.
I knew how close we were getting. I didn't have.
That's the reason.
I think that played easy. Anyway, so Arnie is shooting at this thing called Utah in Toronto, in Canada.
Mhm.
For those of you who want to reference where Toronto is.
Toronto.
Toronto.
How far away
Toronto.
is that from you?
It's about 116 kilometers, something like that. So it's about 80 miles.
Oh, okay, not far.
Not far.
Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold.
Ah,
Arnold.
You have to get out of here. You have to get back to the chopper. You lied. You lied.
Brilliant.
We used to joke in the caravan office we used to work in. I used to pretend to be a customer who had been promised that if I let my caravan out, I'd make my site fees. And I'd be like Arnold coming into the office, and he said, if I let out my caravan in Carrick Village, I would make all my site fees, and you lied to me. Who's in that millimeter?
Loving it. Sorry.
Fantastic.
Where were we?
Aye.
No, it's
So
Arnold.
Arnie's- So one in, one out, I guess. So I'm not there.
Yeah, good old
he's in-
Arnie.
in
Still going.
Toronto. He's 70, so he's 74.
Wow.
Looks
so
It
amazing.
looks
back.
incredible.
He looks in incredible shape.
Yep.
He gives this. He did this story once about why do you always go to the gym
Mhm.
every day, and he said, "Well, you breathe, don't you?"
Mm-hmm. Great.
Good
Good
answer.
answer.
I like
Great
that.
answer, yeah. And he said, "And it's the same for me." So his idea of breathing is that. So yeah, he was wearing, just for those of you who want to know, and because I can't show the pictures, he was spotted wearing an azure blue button-down shirt and orange sunglasses with black frames.
Very classy.
And he looks
He
amazing.
does look
Looks
amazing,
good.
yeah.
Looks good.
How old? 70?
74.
Yeah.
74. And the reason why I gave that description is because this is actually from the Daily Mail. Thanks, Jody.
No, sorry.
And he's good. You guys can't see this, but he's doing the eye.
It's like
He's doing the eye. Brilliant.
The old side eye.
The old side eye. You know,
The old raised eyebrow.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Forest Whitaker.
His son's in. What's his son?
Who? Patrick?
Yeah.
Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he is in something.
Evelyn. What was Patrick Arnold Schwarzenegger's
Schwarz.
son in recently that we watched? Oh, I know what it was. It was the Staircase.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Was he?
He was one of the brothers.
Oh,
so he
I'm
is,
going to actually
yeah.
watch that now.
Yeah.
He plays Todd, doesn't he?
There he is.
Aye, he plays Todd.
Hold on a second. Doesn't Patrick actually look the double of Arnie?
No, not really.
No, he does a wee bit.
Yeah,
You
can-
the
does.
You can
face
probably
does.
tell it's his son.
The
Right enough.
face does.
But isn't that the son he?
No,
Oh, it's not that son.
that other son that with the
What?
queen.
The old,
Yeah.
Really looks like.
Come on, yeah.
Really looks
That's
like.
not my son. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the cleaner from Family Guy that had an affair with.
it
wasn't
was, yeah.
Yes. I'm going to clean the house inside.
Yeah, that's right. But it
Uh,
looks a lot more like him than it does her.
I know. I remember he tried to deny.
Aye.
No, that's your boy.
No denying that one.
That's your Wayne, big man.
Aye. No denying.
and then the final piece of news we got is confirmed Clerks 3, the movie that no one asked
I
for,
know.
is here.
Yeah.
It's finally happening. He fell out with the guy Anderson who plays Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
Years back.
Hmm.
And so they were supposed to do a Clerks 3 years ago, and it didn't happen because they fell out.
Yeah.
But they made up, kissed and made up, and now the movie's back on, and so they're going to have another go at this Clerks thing.
Yeah.
So it's the original cast. So Jason Mewes is in it, Brian O'Halloran's in it, Maury Anderson, what was his name? What was his name? I can't remember.
Don't know.
What's his face? Kevin Smith's in it again as Silent Bob,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ahsoka's in it.
Ahsoka's in it.
So
as
she
well.
is, I've seen it.
Sarah Dawson's in it as well. So kind of follows on from Clerks 2. So or Clarks 2 is
It is Clark's too.
So yeah, that's the thing that's happening. Mildly excited about it. The Jay and Silent Bob movies haven't been exactly setting the world on fire.
I thought the Jay and Silent Bob movies were kind of covering the base for Clerks.
Well, I think that might have been the reason why they did the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back,
Yeah,
or the other one.
because I remember going to see Clerks 2 in the cinema. You, me, and Douglas, I think, went, and we were so excited for it, and it was
And so
quite disappointing.
Mhm.
And so I'm not that fussed about this. Nobody's asking for it. There's not. Are you asking
I'm
for it?
asking for it.
James is.
I'm definitely asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Anything he does, I'm up for. It's obviously mimicking
Don't get me
his
wrong, I love him.
near-death experience.
Yeah.
It's seems to be like watching the video, watching the trailer. That's kind of where it comes from. Although I think everything after his heart attack is mimicking, like literally everything he does is about that. So,
Maybe right. Could be.
Clerks 2 came out 16 years ago.
What?
holy smokes!
No way.
16,
Is that
2006.
impossible?
2006.
Is that impossible even for a computer?
That's.
Well, it was full up the time.
It's not impossible. Used to blow very well for it.
Everything goes back to Star Wars
I
every day.
know.
Why does the Equatorial Trench just end in that brick wall as well? I think they had a point.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't look like it ends.
Good old Mads Mikkelsen. That's why it ended.
Yeah, that's right. It's an exhaust port, dear.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently.
Do you know what else I forgot to do? I forgot to do the jingle.
Did
So
you?
now no one knows what we're talking about, whether this is the tea or
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm afraid I can't mimic it.
sorry.
No.
And that's it. There's also another story as well that we thought we could cover now. We're like, I don't think anyone's
No,
getting
we're not.
interest from this group's getting any
We're
interest in
not,
it.
we're not covering the Elliot Page one. Too
What-
much of a minefield.
What was
So
what's the story that
he's-
we're not going to cover?
So he's going to take, well, the rumor
No,
is
Elliot
he's going to take
Page.
over from Ezra Miller, who has become problematic.
You know Ezra, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Been on the run. He's groomed this.
Literally on the run.
Groomed this kid
Boom, boom.
from when they were
Ooh, Jake.
12 or 13, 14.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, now they're on the run. And anyway, so he's done in Hollywood. We're ready.
Wow.
Aye. Oh, he's done.
He's pulled up in a farm in Vermont as well, and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. It's nightmare.
There's guns, there's kids about. It's messy.
Crikey.
So the latest thing is, I don't know if it's the fans are asking for this, but they want Elliot Page, who was Ellen. What was her name? Ellen Page
Aye.
previously. And
Yeah, Elliot Page is being considered to replace Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Oh, so what's happening with
Why is
the Flashpoint? Are they going to go and do a?
well, it's not out till next year.
I mean, they got rid of Derpy Sonic. In
They did.
time.
They did
And-
at a massive expense.
Yeah.
And I think Elliot's available because he's just wrapped up
So
Umbrella
what-
Academy.
what
He's just
happened-
closed the Brawley on Umbrella Academy season.
What happened to Grant Gustin? Why can't it just be him?
No!
Because he's not a big enough name.
But he is the Flash, though.
But Ezra's name
I
is
know.
living on in infamy at this point.
But yeah, I know what you mean, but he's just not big enough, and probably they feel as if he couldn't hold him out. Like, he's not a big enough star to hold the movie. But then why don't they? Do you know what they could do
And
is
Elliot
put the
Page is-
focus more on
I mean-
Michael Keaton.
Mhm.
Michael Keaton's in that movie
Oh, aye.
as Batman.
Yep.
Why not put the focus more on him and
His
kind of?
movie's called The Flash.
No, there's that small issue, I suppose.
Mind you, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is mostly about Wanda, so.
Yeah. It was like the sequel to WandaVision, really.
It was the
wasn't
sequel to Wanda.
And
Fla-
the Flashpoint comic book story
Mhm.
was kind of Batman heavy.
Oh, was it?
Aye, it
Oh,
was
really?
quite
Oh,
heavy,
was it?
yeah.
Alright,
Quite a
interesting.
lot about Thomas Wayne.
Right.
Thomas Wayne's old like multi-universe
Okay.
Batman. It was quite bad. It was quite connected.
So it's supposed to release the Flashpoint's supposed to release. Sorry, the Flash is supposed to release on June 23rd, 2023.
I think it's easier for them to do it these days, though, because they don't.
They've had so much practice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you think about it, though, like how much, like when you count up, like in a stopwatch, how much time does the star actually appear in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you're probably talking
Their
about-
actual face,
their
properly.
actual face,
Yeah.
And so I think it could be possible that you replace Ezra with Elliot. I don't think it's out with the wrong possibility.
No.
It needs to be done.
Yeah.
100%.
It needs to be done.
Totally.
Well, the
I'm
fans
not
are asking
full on cancel culture, but I'd quite like that one cancelled, please, Mr. Warner Brothers.
Well, it's unforgivable because
Yeah.
it's not just one incident. There's been multiple incidents. The girl by the throat in Iceland at once, who was trying to play fight, and he's like, "Oh, you want to play fight? Let's get serious." And he had her by the throat. And
There's
there's
stories
another
about Hawaii as well.
Hawaii.
Oh, yeah,
You hear about that one?
yeah,
So
heard
there's
about
too many incidents. He needs to go.
There's this whole hold up in a Vermont farmhouse.
They'll be doing a movie about him on Netflix.
I know.
A documentary. You know,
Can't wait to see that
I
one.
can't wait to see it either.
So, yeah,
It's the
it's-
guy-
I'll hold out for the musical.
Yeah. There was a guy that Mark was telling us about that's done all these sexual assaults and things, and he's like in a wheelchair in Scotland.
Oh,
He's
aye.
on the run. Another crazy documentary. I can't wait for that one to come out as well. He's got an oxygen mask. He's like 34 years old.
Yep.
But it looks crazy. Definitely want to see that. The musical, obviously, not the documentary.
So yeah, Elliot for the Flash.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Andrew's got a comment there. Sorry, Andrew. First time 3 years together, it's scorching hot, and you don't host it from a beer garden. Well, we've got the door open.
We've got the doors
Yeah.
open. Patio doors open.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a photograph of the patio door open and I'll
Yeah.
post it on the Facebook page
Yeah.
a wee bit later on. There you go. I'll just get it to you. There you go. Done. That's for you, Andy.
Where's my jingles?
No, none of this is working.
None of this is working as well. What are you watching? This is where you go blank and go,
I have been watching. Well, we both started watching. We should have really put this in the stories as well, but someone's made an edited Obi-Wan Kenobi down to a movie, down to a 2.5 hour movie.
What's the total running time of the show?
Well, it's about 35 minutes each, isn't it? So,
6 to 6.5 hours.
yeah, something like that.
So they've edited out.
Not even 6, because it's about 35, 40 minutes. Or maybe
About 4 hours sounds like three and a half to 4 hours.
4 hours down to 2
Aye,
hours.
aye,
Two and a half
aye, aye.
hours. It's a lot.
so they've
Tightened it up.
I'd say what they've done is they've tightened it up and they've also taken out scenes that were a bit problematic, like the forest chase.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
They made that so much better.
The Star Trek Forest Chase.
Aye, it was much cleaner.
Yeah, that edit in particular is really good because there's a bit where the actual shot of it is Flea is like foregrounded and Leia's like, what are you doing? And then the bag goes over her head. That's
right,
the
okay.
entire chase.
Dead
Okay.
easy, you know. Yeah, and we only got halfway through it, didn't we?
I mean, they tightened up.
Last night we
They
started
tightened
watching
up a bit in it where I didn't like them tightening up, which is there's the bit in the transport wagon where they're talking to the stormtroopers, and the stormtroopers like,
Aye.
I mean, you said Leia, and he starts interrogating them.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan goes into like this big story about like they cut half of that off, and I'm like, I really liked that bit.
That scene needs to breathe.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
need to breathe because
Yeah,
it's basically telling Leia that he knew her mum.
Yep.
And about
Yeah.
all the great qualities of his
I'll tell you a
mum.
good bit they did.
It's a nice bit.
The Jedi that's on Tatooine, that's trying to get help from Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of swap some scenes out a little bit so that's when Obi-Wan they don't have the kind of conversation in the desert at night time.
Yep.
He gets caught, and the next thing he's hung up. you
Hung
know,
up by his under his
instead
shoulders.
instead of there being two
Because
men.
that's going to kill you.
It's all right. Our lighting operator.
Yeah.
That's better.
Good forward.
I know. Yeah, so there was just things like that I thought was really good.
Stay there. Stay there, by the way. Because this is going to be this is what's happening right now.
There are 4 lights.
I know.
That's
Aye.
No, that's great. That's actually, you can actually see the difference that's made.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I've just done that.
Yeah, so that edit's really good, I thought, because that was a bit messy, a bit clumsy, that the whole Jedi thing, and some of those scenes were a bit pointless. But like you say, the scenes that weren't pointless that they've cut out, they're still there in the TV show. This is just a fan's edit.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what's nice about that is because you could, well, someone's done that and you can watch that if you wanted to kind of go and recap it.
Mhm.
But I think we were all grateful for every Wednesday morning you woke up and there was like 35 to 40 minutes of a TV show you actually loved and wanted to watch. So everything can breathe at that point, and we're all right with it.
Yeah, and Ms. Marvel's ended, so now there's nothing to watch in Wednesdays.
Now, please don't. I've missed the last 2 episodes because Faith's have got a life.
I haven't seen the last episode. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen the 5th episode, I've not seen the 6th.
Okay, yeah.
But
Evelyn,
such a good show.
can you get the idea?
Please. Just filming this as well, guys. This is-
Aye.
That's it. We're just filming you getting a beer. The podcast.
So yeah, I watched that. Me and Evelyn have been watching Last Man on Earth, which we're totally loving. Oh, in the freezer, sorry. And
Yeah, I'm watching that.
we watched a couple last night as well, didn't we?
Did, yeah.
Probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then we started watching that vampire one.
Oh yeah, what we do in the shadows.
Aye, that one.
Yeah.
Aye.
Oh, the Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aye, yeah.
Aye. It's, I mean,
I've not
seen
watched it yet.
No, I've
Does
seen
it reek of Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did the
Was it the
movie.
film or the TV show you watched?
TV show.
Yeah.
He directs the first episode. Thanks very much.
No thanks.
Thank you. He directed the first episode, but he also directed the movie.
Yes.
And I liked the movie a lot.
Yeah.
We'd seen the movie before, but we've never seen the TV show, so we'll start watching that as well. On your, not to you as well. Sloan and I today went to the cinema with everybody. We saw Thor: Love and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
James hasn't seen it,
No.
So I can't talk about it.
but we can say what we thought of it, I suppose.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd say I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's not as good as Ragnarok.
It leans quite heavily into the comedy.
Very much so. Very, very.
Who directed it?
Taika.
Taika.
Maybe too much leaning in the comedy, but he's still got a great balance. I think there is still a great balance. The what do you call him? The baddie, Chris.
The God Butcher.
Yeah,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's creepy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And
He does this great speech about Hugh Lewis in the news.
no,
best
that's
album for-
that's American Psycho.
But it followed up with sports. Sorry.
If you were to rank the Thor movies, all 4 of them,
That's what I was sitting there thinking. I'm thinking, God, that's the 4th Thor movie now.
yeah, if
Wow.
you were to rank them, where would you? It's number 4, so the worst one.
I think it would be for me 3, 4, 2, 1.
3, 4, 2, 1.
Oh, so you're going from best to worst.
Yeah, best to worst.
3, 4, 2.
2-1. I
Yeah.
think the first Thor movies. You think the first Thor movie is the worst?
I really like the second one though.
But we're
I
going
mean,
high
the
to
first
low.
movie's a good one, but high to low.
I said low to high, but then
Oh,
Sloan
yeah,
said
sure.
3, 4, 2, 1.
So you think one's the best?
No, I think one's the worst.
Or one's the worst?
Yeah, I went the other way.
3, 4, 2, 1.
You can choose.
4, 2, 1. Okay. I'd go best Ragnarok. It's a tricky one.
Two's the worst, surely.
All right,
Two's
Ragnarok
rotten.
1, Ragnarok, then
Let's get Chris Eccleston's in it.
I know, but two's still rotten.
it's not rotten. I liked it.
Yeah. He's good in 28 Days Later, by the way. You forget he's in 28 Days Later.
Aye, yeah, he plays
He's
the
a horrible,
major guy,
horrible.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Aye, aye.
Right, so I'd go Ragnarok first, best. Second, I would go
Just checking that out.
the first Thor. Then 3 would be the new Love and Thunder, and then Dark World fourth.
Right, okay. Well, fair enough.
And by the way, they're all great.
I thought that there was a lot of like cutscene narration-y type things in it,
Yeah.
and I really liked them. I thought that was really well done. It kind of got the story moving on a little bit faster than it would have been if
Yeah.
it done like a full scene.
I liked it as well because it kind of helped you. We brought Jay and he's not seen those movies, so for him it probably helped him a little bit to know what's going on
Yeah.
previous.
Right, okay.
This is
Right,
Jane.
okay.
She. This is how she got here.
Mhm.
You know.
It was a beautiful start. Like the
start
start
was
of it
beautiful,
is very not James Bond, but like that kind of like. And here's this
Before
other
the
mission.
credits,
that-
it's
that
like
he
a wee
was on
mini movie
type
before
thing.
the-
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the
Before
credits
it starts.
roll, and then the whole bit with the Guardians of the Galaxy was funny as
Right.
well.
Careful what you're saying.
Oh,
No, that's in the trailer. The Guardians are in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah, I mean, the humour isn't just kind of. Oh, that's quite funny. The
Mhm.
humour's like proper.
It's not. I think Taika, he has an idea for scene and he shoots it, and it's very similar to Paul Feig, the way that he does it, where he'll have like an idea in his head about the scene, and then he'll be like, let's just spitball a few ideas, and then they just keep going and going and going and going until eventually
They take the best
warm.
bits.
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Well, yeah, but he like edits it together, but he keeps in too many bits.
Mhm.
Like it should be a little bit tighter.
Mm.
And I think Taika is very good at going like, "Those are great," and then he just cuts like 4 or 5 of the good bits out, keeps it. It's very tight, but you can tell it's improvised.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Mhm.
And there's a few of those bits in the movie, and it doesn't
Yeah.
spoil it
No,
for you.
I mean, there's a couple of goofy bits. I was like, oh god. I mean, there's two kind of tropes in it that are in it all the way through the movie. One of which I thought was really funny. In fact, they both were good actually. They both. Well, one I thought was going to be really annoying,
I really like. I know the bit you're talking about, and I really enjoyed
and the other trope.
those two things as well.
Another trope was really, really great as well, actually. But
Yeah.
I thought that's going to start grating on me, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So
I think, but then again, I think that's the beauty of the difference between TT versus Paul Feig is he's good at improvisation, but then he just pulls back a bit.
Mm.
That's enough.
Mm.
Just pulls back. It's like
it does right
his
at the right
direction with
moment.
the stormtroopers when they're beating up Baby Grogu.
Aye.
Mhm.
That's in. It's like it's the first minute and a half or whatever it is of the show. It's
Mhm.
not all the way through the show
Mhm.
because it would be like this running gag. And you'd be like, oh,
And you think to yourself, he's going to
Stop
take
right
it. He's going to take it too far, but he never does really.
no, never does.
No, it's just enough. Yeah.
I'm going to do my ranking
Oh,
of the four Thor movies based on the fact that I've not seen the fourth one, but I've heard your review.
uh-huh.
I'm now gonna say I predict I will like the fourth one the best,
Okay.
then the third one,
Uh-huh.
then the first one, then the second one.
So well, Danny, I was like, did you like that? He's like, yeah, that was the best one.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
There you go.
I wonder if that will be true.
And I think that's all I've watched.
Is that what you want?
Probably not, but let's just say. Oh, we've not really watched that much this.
No,
this-
not really,
this
no,
week
I've
because
not.
we've been doing stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
James?
I have been, not that you would know it because I only mention it every 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening to Peter Bensley's Jaws again,
Yeah.
which is
Uh-huh.
highly entertaining for
Uh-huh.
all the wrong reasons. It is.
Is that an Audible?
It's an Audible. Yeah.
I'm getting it.
It is.
You've sold
It
to
is.
me.
It is not right, and also you see where a lot of things came from, and then you think, but this isn't right. So
And when you say not right,
it's just not right, and
As
I
in-
cannot go into the reasons why it's not
Aye,
right, but
as
it
in-
ain't right.
as in it's dated,
It's
and
of its
i-
time. I think
ideas.
it's-
No, I don't even think I could even say that. I
Oh,
cannot even get away with that.
Is it-
It's
is
just
it the-
not right.
Is it the thing you described to me earlier?
It's a little bit. I mean, I couldn't even begin
Those
to,
two
and
things.
I feel like I couldn't even tell you guys why it's not right, but it ain't right. But see the stuff like I was in the car with Heidi, and I just listened to it again. So the first 15 minutes retells the Chrissy Watkins been eaten, like the first character
Oh, yeah.
to get eaten. That is absolutely amazing.
Right.
So it's like the prelude to obviously like the kind of the main story. It's how the story's set up, etc. And it's absolutely amazing. It's horrific
Yeah.
because Benchley's description of how she is hunted and then eaten is absolutely amazing. Because
Yeah.
Heidi's got this wee thing with horror, well, a fairly big thing with horror. She's into it. I was like, listen to this, and she was like, I don't want to listen to this. And then when she heard what was happening, she was like, oh, this sounds good.
Mm.
And then it would make you think, oh, we're all on the same page now. This is kind of just like the book, and then it just becomes very odd in very weird places, and I can't stop listening to it. It's so wrong in some areas.
I'm sold. I'll listen to it.
Yeah, if I could make one recommendation, I've been watching Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. So I've yet to see episode 6, which is the one that's just out over here. I think in
Right.
where
I've only seen 4 because Annie stopped watching it.
right.
So yeah, I've only got that.
So and I've been thoroughly enjoying that. That feels very much it's episodical.
Yeah,
it's
Star
Monster
Trek.
of the Week.
It's proper Star Trek.
It's yeah.
Old school.
The kind of moral conundrums and all that kind of stuff. Like the one, because the first, I don't know if they continued it, but like the first 4 episodes are all about the sort of main crew, and so they're the sort of focus of the episode every week. And I love the Ahura one, which is she's a linguist.
Sheena.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because she's on the Enterprise before. It's before Kirk.
yeah.
Before Kirk.
She's like a Lieutenant GG. Oh no, in fact, no, she's ensign. She's ensign.
Yeah.
So she's a linguist, and she has to decipher this like musical code type thing.
A very good episode.
It's a brilliant episode.
Yeah.
Because all these episodes are like they're basically describing the strengths of the characters, and
Yes.
it's a really good way they've done it. As
Yep.
well. It doesn't
Yep.
feel like that's a bit klutzy,
Mhm.
you know. It feels like a good way to introduce the characters and their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
So I've been watching that, and then I think that's pretty much it. I've just been working after that. Yeah. So there you go.
I started watching Making a Murderer again.
Oh, did you?
Just to have it on in the background when I was butchering about at night.
Yep.
Ended up stopped butchering about at night and watched Making a Murderer. So I watched like the first 5 episodes of that. It's still good.
I know.
Still good.
That's great. The second one is not so good.
No, the
Second season.
second one feels a bit rushed.
Treading over old ground a little bit.
Yeah. Until the last like 2 episodes, and then I think it kicks in.
Aye.
It's almost like you probably just did like a 2-parter.
Yeah, well, they kind of almost accuse somebody, don't they?
They do accuse him.
Aye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The uncle, I think, of basically Brendan Dass. Was it Brendan Dass's dad or stepdad or something?
Aye,
I think
stepdad.
it's one of the two.
Mhm.
Another documentary I watched as well was Team Foxcatcher, which is all about the
Yes,
John DuPont.
I've watched the documentary. It's
rugby
terrific.
team.
All right. Okay.
Well, I didn't realize
Do you
it's
know
not
this?
just rugby.
Well, I
it's
don't know.
also-
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's also like swimming and all that kind of stuff. They made it into a movie with Mark Ruffalo.
That's right. I've seen the movie.
It's David
Yeah.
Schultz.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
And
I watched
Steve
the
Carell.
documentary.
Steve Carell, who's almost unrecognizable.
Yep.
as Steve, as John E. DuPont. It's a great story. Nuts. I vaguely remember it when I was a kid, hearing about this rugby coach that gets shot, and I'm like, why would you shoot a rugby coach?
Mm.
Like, it just didn't make any sense to me, and it still doesn't. Like, even watching...
It was wrestling, is it not wrestling?
Wrestling,
Yeah,
sorry,
wrestling.
wrestling.
DuPont,
That's
not a great
sorry.
second name to have in America.
No.
No, not really,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Although the funny thing is, I didn't think that would stick to him, but it did.
Wow. So you went there.
I did.
That's more inappropriate than Peter Benchley.
So yeah, I've been watching Last Man on Earth as well. I watched the 5th episode of Miss Marvel,
Right.
which is the main one about the partition, and kind of is setting up episode 6. Very similar to every other episode 5 of every other Disney Plus. It's almost like they have a framework and they're sticking to it.
Really?
Except Loki, which episode 5 should have been.
Yeah,
should have
it's
been
flipped.
yeah,
Split,
okay.
Definitely.
Season 2's coming, apparently, but not for another year.
Are you feeling it, Miss Marvel?
I love it. It's Loki is now my second favorite Marvel show.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here we go. All these TV shows or these movies or these films, etc., that have great home lives.
Yeah.
The Iron Giant, Lilo and Stitch, even though I've not watched it,
Yeah.
and Miss Marvel.
And Miss
I
Marvel,
wouldn't mind
yeah.
hanging about in all of those homes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
The mum and dad are brilliant, and like the mum just steps up. Like they have this great conversation at the end of episode 5, and just the mum's brilliant in it. Just everything. I like it because it seems so natural. It's an interaction that you would have with your child.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones where it's like, as Alan Sorkinson says, he says no one starts a sentence with "damn it." Like no one starts that conversation. It's like you got to make it feel realistic, and Ms. Marvel really does.
Aye.
On the other end of the spectrum, though, I watched The Man from Toronto, so you don't have to.
Okay.
It's Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson.
That was on my list as well.
Was it actually? Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, just score that.
Well, Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson.
I know. I know.
I
Yeah.
Well, apparently this movie.
Oh, that's a shame. I've got a feeling I may like it if you don't like it.
It's filmed in Toronto,
Mhm.
strangely enough. So the man from Toronto isn't actually from Toronto. It's covered in the first 2 minutes of the movie. I won't bother going into it because it's not interesting. Anyway, it's about this guy who gets mistaken for a villainous character, we'll say, and then the villainous character finds out and then uses him as a patsy, proxy type guy to get information to get to the big bad boss and do whatever it is he needs to do. And so they become, it's like a bad cop, good cop.
I've got a feeling you're not close enough to the microphone.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of like pulling further away because I don't like this movie. I don't want to talk about it.
No, that's fine. If you didn't like it, there's no point talking about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I did, however, or we watched Thor: Love and Thunder, and on the plane over, I watched Dune again because I was like, I'm going to watch something because I can't sleep. So I watched Dune, and I love that movie, and now I really love it.
Love it.
I want to hug it.
You want to marry it?
I want to marry it. It's just an amazing. I have never read the books, the Dune books, but I think this is probably the closest that you'd get to the books. Just everything's just seeped in detail. Just everything just feels
I liked it.
great.
I need to go and revisit it. 100% now. Need to go and revisit
They've
it.
started filming the sequel.
Mhm.
They're in production.
Yeah.
Well, not the sequel, but it's the second part, rather.
And
Fly buzzing about. Maybe fruit fly or something.
yeah, I think that's everything I watched. Yeah. Oh, and Last Man on Earth as well. Westworld, episode 2 watched.
I need to get into that.
Oh, it's episode 2, season 1.
Season 4.
Season 4. Oh, okay. Have you started it at all?
No, season 4.
Oh, but you've seen 1 to 3.
Oh, God, aye. Love it.
I've stopped at season 2
Mhm.
is where we finished. So I need to get the.
3 and 4.
In fact, I think we're only halfway through season 2 actually.
Mm.
But I have been enjoying it. So I've
That's
got
a sort of Nazi one, isn't it?
yeah. I've got a bit of
In fact, it
treat
goes
to
into
go.
Nazis and samurai.
This one starts to open up, and it's like, okay, I can see where this is going. I won't bother spoiling it, but I won't bother spoiling it because you guys need to get to it.
Oh, no. We'll watch it.
But yeah,
Cool.
and that's it.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I don't think anything else. Any other competent business?
Before we go, when is the next thing on Disney Plus? When is the next major thing? The next TV show that we're going to be.
Is it Andor? Is it going to be a Star Wars
Is it
one
Andor?
again?
Aye, that's August, isn't it? End of August.
August 31st.
It's not that far away, really.
No, it's not.
And then what else is coming out around about? What's the
Mm-hmm.
when's She-Hulk?
Bad
When's...
Batch is coming out as well this year, isn't it?
I look forward to watching that.
Oh, She-Hulk as well. We should do
She-Hulk,
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is out before 17th of
They're going to
August.
overlap.
They're going to overlap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's out 2 weeks before.
Well, maybe if we're doing both, we could do a round table and then get 1,000 views.
That's good. That's a good idea.
That'd be a
Actually,
great
maybe we
idea
should do that.
because that's what happened the last time. We did another one.
The Disney Plus roundtable.
Yeah, we
yeah.
did.
That's good.
We done
Because you could squeeze 2 episodes into.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The other thing is somebody put out a tweet, and I'm not sure if it's Marvel or Disney Plus, but it looks like they've tidied up some of the CGI for She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. There's been comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know? I don't know.
I think I think it was too early. It was like, quick, read this trailer out.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
kind of, just get it out.
Yeah.
Get it, come on.
And some people complained. I think that the CGI or her makeup or whatever didn't look that great.
I think we said something along the lines of that.
We probably did actually.
I think they've got the tone right. I don't know if you've ever read a She-Hulk comic, but
No,
they've certainly got the tone right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I quite like that.
That's good.
To be honest, I was never into Hulk.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, the TV show.
Aye.
We watched the TV show, but I never.
Lou Ferrigno.
I've met him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where
Just
do you-
saying.
What is that?
I went and met the San Diego Comic Book Convention.
Oh, so-
I knew you'd met him,
Comic-Con?
actually.
Yeah,
And I knew you'd met. Who else was it? Was it
David
Muhammad
Rose.
Ali?
met Muhammad Ali,
Mhm.
Joe Quesada. I don't know if you know Joe Quesada. He used to be the editor in chief of Marvel.
Okay.
Right.
No, not anymore. Todd McFarlane? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane.
yeah.
I met Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, the original.
The
Oh, the
originals.
originals,
ones?
yeah. And a few others.
I met Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
You met
She's
Peter
very nice.
Mayhew, did you?
Christy
Uh-huh,
Smith.
yeah. and Big Dave. Dave
Personator.
Press, the personator. The personator.
Met the Seventh Doctor.
Which one's that?
Sylvester McCoy.
I met Colin Baker.
He was very nice.
Oh,
He was very
When you
surprised.
met Giancarlo Esposito.
that's right.
I did,
Yeah.
Carlo Esposito.
Bugging out
But
from
yeah,
Do the Right Thing.
He was,
Sorry, Moff Gideon.
He was real nice as well.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. That's quite a big one.
Aye.
That was that comic one.
Niagara Falls Comic Con.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor's appearing at the Edinburgh Comic Con this year.
Oh,
Do you know
right,
that?
okay.
We're going to go.
Mhm.
But I think if you want to meet him, it's going to cost you about 150 quid.
Mhm.
I think it's doable.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen a few things. I don't know what Comic Con that the guy Joe Quinn who plays Eddie Munson from he's done a thing recently, and the kids showed us
and he's getting emotional.
getting quite emotional about how what he done in Stranger Things has made people feel.
Because the kids
Oh,
are
really?
Yeah, it's quite. He seems like I've never heard of him before
Uh-huh.
up to now, but he seems like a proper stand-up guy.
Was he in Game of Thrones? Because I feel he was.
Probs,
Mm.
but I wouldn't know because I don't watch
I
that
don't watch
rubbish.
Because it's dragons. Oh,
Dragons.
talking
It's
about that,
brilliant.
have you guys seen the new trailer for the Lord of the Rings
I have.
series?
Yeah.
It reminds me. So okay, I'll end up watching the first episode, but see when a sign says "Here be dragons," I'm like, "Here be me moving that direction." So I probably won't be watching
It
the
looks-
rest of it, but it looks like. Do you remember that World of Warcraft movie?
Aye.
Aye,
Yeah.
looks like that, and that was shockingly bad.
Yeah.
With Jax Teller, wasn't he the lead?
It was
The
directed. I don't know who it was,
Jax
but it was
Teller,
directed by
Charlie Hunnam. He was the lead guy, was with the big green face.
Charlie
Duncan
Hunnam
Jones.
from the
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Is it Duncan Jones directed?
That was my fault.
Was it your big Harley Davidson? Was that yours? You'd be a great Hell's Angel.
Travis Fimmel.
Oh, him from Raised by Wolves.
Oh, is that who was that? Okay.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Dominic Cooper. Toby Cabell. Yeah, that was him. It was Duncan Jones directed it.
Mhm.
The guy who directed Moon.
David Bowie's son.
David Bowie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like my
That's
sausages.
his move. Every time spit an image,
I want my sausages.
Why was that?
Sausages. I don't know why.
You actually do a really good impression of David Bowie.
Frightening.
It's not as good as your Schwarzenegger.
I know, yeah. What have you got then? What are you bringing to the party?
Oh, I can do the old guy from Family Guy.
Oh, you can, yeah.
Hey, Chris,
Oh, there
would
you
you
go.
like to come and cut my grass?
There you
I'll make
go.
it worth your while.
Guess who?
Guess who?
We
There
should
you
do the
go.
whole podcast
We're done.
like
That's
that.
it. Pick a character.
Guess who?
Oh, what about sausage? Yeah.
I'm the governor of California.
That's a shame. That's a shame we put this on at the end. That was the best bit.
What's the best bit? Well, it's easy. It's nice, easy to cut and make it short for YouTube and we'll make millions.
Oh, we're still rolling though. I mean,
Yeah,
they're still getting the goodness.
Sure.
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, if you liked what you saw so far and want to find out we throw up another video, then hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and we will send you a timely reminder when we put a new video up. But if you liked this, would you please hit the old like button and share? It really does help the channel out. Please feel free to comment below. What is your order of Thor movies? For example, if you put that in the comments below, that'd be great. We'd love to hear your answers. But thank you very much for joining us live. I know it was a bit of a shambles at the start. It's a bit of a shambles now, but we do appreciate your patronage, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.